There's 100 million people in the world today that have no home, no place to stay. Without an adequate place to live, the number's over 1 billion. And a third of those we found are oh so sadly children. The number started surging from the 80s through today. And how are we to solve it? Lip Holdings has the way.
It is an overwhelming situation we face today. The staggering number of refugees around the world, homeless people, and those without adequate housing by no fault of their own. Lip Holdings has the answer to build lip communities. What is a lip community?
We've made a clever way to fix this frightening mess and made it all procedural so we never have to guess. Others looked inside the box and found no answer there. But we thought outside of that box, and with you now we share. The lip community's permanent and sustainably provides all the things a person needs to live and grow and thrive. A few hours work per day is all we ever ask. And the Lip app shows them step by step how to do each task.
Among other things, lip communities offer a permanent solution for ending the world's refugee and homeless crisis.
There are 3 types of lip communities. Refugee communities are built near borders in countries all over the world. Urban support communities are built near cities all over the world. Then there's the third type is like-minded communities, which are like artist communities and eco-villages.
Lip communities are housing, energy, food, and water independent. They provide a new way to structure communities and society that are free from corruption, violence, racial injustice, food insecurity, income inequality, and all other forms of discrimination.
Yes, we are completely indiscriminate in our lip communities, and that's very, very important to eliminate corruption. But why now? What's the rush? Does it have to be fixed today? The problem's only getting worse, with no sign of going away. And because of the COVID pandemic, all experienced a great pause, which gave us strength and clarity to find the answer for this cause.
One thing that's different about our world today compared to even a decade ago is that everybody has smartphones, even homeless people. And if they don't, they can be easily and inexpensively provided. What's important about this is that Lip has a way of communicating to those in need individually through a phone app and in their own native language. This is the key to making lip communities successful.
So what's the big deal here? What really is at stake? You'd think that taking care of people would be a piece of cake. Every day that goes by and we haven't made this thing, we know there'll be more mothers and their children suffering. And if we know how to fix this, I wholeheartedly feel that we are total scumbags if we don't make it real.
You've heard the old saying, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you fed him for a lifetime.
Well, let's go ahead and take that metaphor into our current crisis and the current approach that they're doing. You know, it's kind of like if the fisherman was stuck into a rented cage, and then the government went out and bought processed fish sticks to feed to him and his family.
What we're saying is, why not give to those who are in need of housing and food the means to build their own house and grow their own food?
Yeah, not only would that be sustainable and more economic and the compassionate thing to do, it would make everybody feel a lot better about themselves.
We would be supporting people to create a foothold to build a better life for themselves and their families, to become contributing members in society, rather than simply waiting around for a handout.
We are a team of like-minded beings who share this sentiment with all who are seeing. As we go to work in store, we see ladies pushing their carts. We know they have no home to go to, and it totally breaks our hearts. We see a man sleeping on the ground, and we know that's gotta hurt. And a child whose face is sad with hunger, clothing covered with dirt. But isn't this a project for our governments to do? They're stuck in a box of greed and power, so it's up to me and you. Our team has a drive inside of them to keep it up until our sadness brought by such despair our kids won't have to feel. Because we now join together, no soul is left behind. We are the people of planet Earth, compassionate and kind.
When could you describe from the perspective of a refugee how a LIP community works?
Sure. Yeah, let me tell you a little story about a lady that is living in Guatemala in a little village. And she has 3 kids. She has a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and an 8-year-old girl. They're all girls. And this lady is like really concerned. You know, she's got this thing weighing on her because she knows the way her village is and the way the people are, that there could be abuse, there could be horrible things, terrible things happen to these girls like that happened to her as she was growing up. And she really, really wants from the bottom of her heart for that not to happen to her girls, and she would do anything to keep that from happening. And she hears through the grapevine that there's a community that she could go to. It's a long ways away and it's a long journey. But if she goes to this community, that she'll be safe and her kids will have a life that is a real life and be able to be safe and not have to be abused or harassed or tortured the way that she was when she was a girl. So she packs them up in the middle of the night and they head on their way. And they walk 2,000 miles. But during this walk, she communicates and signs up for the LIP community. And because she signed up for it, she gets all these things that tell her what to expect when she gets there and how things work and, you know, the rules that are there, which really there are only a couple of rules. But exactly what it is the LIP community is, so that by the time she gets there, she knows exactly what to do. She already knows a bunch of the people that are there. And some people from the community come up to her and she finds out that they're from a village next door to hers. And she's so happy because they hug and they look in their eyes and they tell her how proud they are of her for making the journey for her kids and that everything's going to be fine. She ends up working about 4 hours every day for all the food they need, their shelter, safe shelter. You know, the clean water, she gets internet, all the electricity she needs, and her kids get taken care of by really nice people that are taking care of kids. Actually, she gets to take care of kids sometimes too. And it's actually a nice, calm, wonderful life. And she gets to learn new skills and her kids learn new things. And they all learn English as they're migrating into the U.S.'s society legally and the correct way to do it.
This story illustrates so beautifully how it's absolutely so important that these LIP communities happen.
We have to do it, guys.
Yabbit, rabbit.
What if homeless people don't trust the LIP communities? They have nefarious reasons for their operation, or they're afraid or they'll be taken advantage of.
Well, one of the things that we do for people that are going to be coming to a LIP community, if they sign up for it and start communicating with the app gives them all sorts of information about what to expect, what they're going to be doing there.
Before they even get there.
Way before they get
Yeah.
there. And we expect people to take a little while to make that decision. And they'll also be able to talk to other people that were like them, that are living in the LIP community right now, and so that they can give them their own testimonials.
That creates a lot of trust.
Yeah, they can build the trust before they ever come. And the other thing is, we will build a reputation over time, because the word will get out that everything is cool about these communities and nobody is taken advantage of.
Yabbit, rabbit.
Another concern we hear is, well, what if people are too lazy to work? I mean, isn't that why they became homeless in the first place?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, you can't live in a LIP community if you're not going to help. Everybody is required to do the same amount of work, and that is what makes everything fair across the board indiscriminately. When people work, they feel good about themselves. When they're doing something and they see the actual tangible rewards that come to them for it, when they go out and work in the gardens and they get to eat the food that they grew, when they get to live in the houses that they built, when they see their friends getting to live in houses that they all built together, that sense of community really does perpetuate itself, and everybody really does feel better about themselves just by being there in the LIP community.
Yeah, so to contribute is a basic human need that every individual has.
It is.
Yabbit, rabbit.
Okay, Yabbit Rabbit, here's one we get a lot. Do you have a prototype? Have you made one of these before? Isn't it best if we start with one prototype and prove out the concept before we go and make a whole bunch of them?
Oh, to show proof of concept. No, that's the old school method. There is a new method that we're using, accelerated evolution. That is what's required to tackle such a massive global crisis such as this.
Really fast. We have to do it fast.
Yeah, so with the accelerated evolution model, we start with one community and
then we do the next community right away. And then we do the next community right away. And because of the app, we're sharing all the information that is gained between all the communities. So instead of trying to find the best way and then pitching that best way and then finding out that things change and you have to change and evolve things anyway, we built evolution into this
why not use
process.
The brain power of many, many more people working on solutions?
Right.
So that means that the bugs get worked out much quicker than otherwise, than if we did the prototype model.
Accelerated
That could take
evolution is the new way of making things happen in this world that are big. We need your help to do this. We cannot do it alone. Many kinds of people can help us bring this home. Yes, we want you to help, and we want you to know how. Be an executive, intern, or investor by clicking here right now.